My name is Matthew. I've been a small animal veterinarian for the last 38 years now. So it's been a while. Wear and tear that I had on my knees as a small animal vet was I was always getting up and down off the floor. We want to see bigger dogs on the floor, smaller dogs you can see on a table, but it's a lot of literally sitting on your knees and then getting back up. Over the last several years, it's been a little more uncomfortable to do it. And then I got a little dog that got underfoot and I fell. And that's when the fun really began. I think that was probably in April of last year. And so, like everything else, you give it a few weeks. I mean, it's going to get better, isn't it? That always gets better. But this time it didn't get better. And my knee was swollen and it was very painful. And eventually I was able to make an appointment with an orthopedic surgeon through my health group, and so went to see an orthopedic surgeon, and he dutifully went through some exams and he drained all the fluid out of my knee, which was enormous, and then tried a few treatments, hyaluronic acid in my knee, and it helped a very small amount. At that point I was really having a lot of trouble walking. Up and downstairs, especially downstairs, was really painful. One point in time I used to walk on the beach every day doing some early morning photography, and I really couldn't do that anymore. So as the summer progressed, I went to see my orthopedic surgeon one last time, and he said to me, he said, I can offer you a total knee replacement, because I had already had the MRI and you could see how bad the arthritis was and how little cartilage I had. Basically on my medial condyle, my medial epicondyle on my femur, I had no cartilage. And so I said, would you do that if you were me? And he said, no. And I said, would you do stem cells? And I remember distinctly, he looked around to make sure no one was listening. And he said, very quietly, he said, yes. And that was it. Because I knew I didn't need to push him any further, make him say stuff that he couldn't do. I knew that the health group that he was working with was not able to offer regenerative medicine. So no platelets, no stem cells. We did talk about how you retrieve stem cells and which stem cell retrieval method has the most success. And so, because we do regenerative medicine and veterinary medicine too, in fact, with most knee surgeries, we now do platelet-rich plasma as an additional feature. And so I was looking for someone that could do platelet-rich plasma and bone marrow retrieval for stem cells. And really, that was my criteria. The one person that he had recommended was in West Palm Beach, Florida, which was, and as it turns out, a little bit out of my range for, going to get therapy. Not that I wouldn't have done it, but when I discovered Boston Biologic right in Framingham, that's when I made a decision to go see Dr. Pearl. The procedure really did go terrifically well. I know this is an individual thing. I just didn't need a lot of the pain meds that they provided. I'm sure other patients do feel a lot more discomfort. So we had the procedure done in November, absolutely not, perfect the next week, but as the weeks went by, better and better. While my knee is absolutely not perfect, I would say I was 8 out of 10 painful before. And quite often I feel no pain at all. And occasionally I feel 1 or 2 level, hardly call it pain. I would call it discomfort, but obviously still early on in the cycle and getting better and better. Now I'm back to doing that again with very little discomfort. When a person of my size sits on their knees, they're really flexing their knees. That's one of the things I was really worried about, putting my knee in really extreme flexion and then getting back up again. But it hasn't turned out to be a problem. I don't really feel that much discomfort or really any discomfort in knee flexion, and I can get up just fine. One of the things that was really nice is very prompt. I mean, appointments that started 3:30, which was one thing that I see appointments, and I'm very sensitive to making my clients sit there for a half hour, 40 minutes before the appointment starts. So it was nice that, when I came in, things got underway very quickly. So just as a practical matter, that was really good. But the explanation of things was really good. This is how, these are the 10 steps. Here, they're all written down, but I'm going to go through the 10 steps. You're going to come in, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And everything sort of went like that. So, including, making me aware as a patient, hey, this is the time where you're going to feel some discomfort, and this is the time when you should be starting to feel some improvement. So, yeah, I was very happy with regards to just the practical matter of getting stuff done when it was supposed to be done, being checked back in on when I was supposed to be checked back in on, which is really nice. Again, it's one of those things I harp on with me and my staff is we're making callbacks, making sure our patients are doing well. So it was nice to get a phone call about how I was doing. I think the commitment to total knee replacement is such a huge one. I certainly, if I felt there was no hope, I would have said, absolutely, I need to do my work, put in some, titanium knees. Obviously, if you can do something that's less invasive, using your own body to help yourself heal, it seems like a win-win. I'm not saying that there's no potential downside, but there wasn't a huge time element involved. The procedure was done very quickly. The follow-ups were done very quickly. And I got what I wanted. I mean, Dr. Pearl gave me, here's your expectation that we can make you better for, 4 or 5 years, 6 years. And so that's what I still hope for. That seems pretty good to me. And quite certain that in 5 or 6 years, the techniques will be even better. And I will do it, absolutely do it again then.